Let's address the elephant in the room. FBG Cash killers. It's been 3 weeks since FBG Cash was murdered in the Killer Ward section of Chicago near his mother's house. A lot of new information has been coming out as to who the killers are. There's been tons of new information coming out on social media in regards to who the killers are. Based on police reports and social media detectives, a lot of people think the murder of FBG Cash has been solved. In this video, we're going to talk about who the killers of FBG Cash are. We're going to go through the social media detectives' works. We're going to go through the actual police reports. And at the end, we're going to figure out whether or not the suspects are really the killers. There's tons of information. It's so much I can't put it in this one video. So this is part 1. It might be a part 2 or 3. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification so you can know when part 2 or part 3 come out. Without further delay, let's get right into it. On the day of FBG Cash murder, a lot of information came out surrounding his death, and the hunt for his killers began. A lot of FBG Cash fans began to speculate, and so were police. When news came out about FBG Cash murder, the initial suspects were O Block and OTF because FBG Cash had so much beef dealing with O Block and OTF surrounding King Von and other past situations. Other people began to speculate about him being backdoored by the female. There was also a lot of tension between the crew, so some people began to speculate and said that was an inside job that FBG Cash was set up by his own friends. A lot of people believe that FBG Cash backdoored FBG Duck, so rumors started circulating that his murder was a result of that. As social media began searching for his killers, so were the police. But the Chicago police is not well known for solving their murders. Even in the case of FBG Duck's murder, the FBI had to step in and figure it out. Some of the new information coming out in regards to FBG Cash murder is that the suspects possibly used Apple AirTags to track his location from where he was coming from to where he was actually murdered. We're going to get more into that, into more of the police reports and documentation in part 2. But for now, let's focus on the social media aspects. Prior to FBG Cash being murdered, he did an interview with Drea O Show. And in this interview, he revealed that he was actually shot and an attempt was made on his life weeks prior to his murder. In the exact manner that FBG Cash was murdered, the exact situation happened weeks prior, but he lived to talk about it. And in this interview with Drea O, he taunted and he laughed at the shooter, saying that they needed better aim because they did not kill him. In this interview, FBG Cash basically revealed that he was sitting in the car with a young lady at 4:30 in the morning when a shooter came, began shooting at him. He even thought that the young lady may have set him up, but then he said she can't have set him up because she almost got killed and shot in the attempt herself, and he really believed that the shooter came after the young lady instead of him.
So I did some shit, right? Cause like folks, somebody had just shot me last week. But they were just like so mild.
You got shot.
But it wasn't shot. Look, like this what they did. So like this one is the one that went through the car. I was in the passenger seat. He flamed that bitch up and saw through the front window in the back.
What?
Knocked the back window out, everything. So like fucking.
So you were driving and shooting at you?
No, I was in the passenger seat, so that nigga was shooting so hard I couldn't even. It was this female, like fucking. And then I know I think it was her because like I was at her crib at like 4:20 in the morning. Her just left rap a lot, so I was sitting in her crib and shit. Then a guy kept on calling her phone, calling. I'm like, I like an Instagram model ass bitch, so fucking.
Be careful.
So fucking we got off and we was on our way to my crib there. And she was like, oh my God, why they always on me like that? My gun like this, I always sit on my gun and shit. I'm like, somebody asked the police? She like, no, they ain't the police. So I looked up just a little bit, like, oh, ain't the police. Went back in my phone. Boom. Damn! He boom. So I'm like, the fuck? But I never got back up. I was just like, damn. Cause I thought she was shot, so I was trying to push that bitch out the car. Yeah. Like, boom. I'm trying to push her ass out because I thought she got shot, but I was like, when I see she was like, whoa. I'm like, drive, bitch. She drives. I'm like, now I could get my shit out because that's the only reason I put my shit up, because I thought it was the police just in case they stop her. I'm like, now I'm getting right, but I'm like, damn, what is? She was like, they turned off. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, just drive. directed to my crib and shit.
He went on to say that he stayed in contact with this woman, even when he went to Atlanta, even when he was moving around, that he stayed in contact with her. Now, fast forward to FBG Cash murder. On the police report and the police scanner came out, there was another young woman that was with him as he was murdered, and she was actually shot in the process.
There's also a second victim. Okay, what are we doing with the second victim? The second victim she's in serious condition with gunshot wounds to the left arm. And we'll be her information. Last name first. Last name is going to be West. DOB. 1 December 1992. And what hospital? Christ.
Police reports revealed the name of that young lady, and her name ended up being Tasha West. People on social media began to link the two together, started looking up Tasha West, and the pictures came out. As the pictures came out as to who Tasha West was, it's possibly two different individuals, and one of them is a transgender. Rumors began circulating that FBG Cash was with a transgender woman on the day he was murdered. I don't know whether or not that's actually true, because the two individuals don't look nothing alike. One of them is an indie artist from Chicago, and the other one seemed like she's just a regular girl from Chicago. As this information and other information was coming out, a woman claiming to be FBG Cash's sister went on social media to speak on the incident. She was very frustrated and angry, and she began to say that FBG Cash was set up by not one, but multiple women. As these accusations came about, fans on social media began to link them with Lil Durk's post. On his post, he basically said, "Don't diss D-thing, if you hang around these hoes, it won't end well." So people began immediately thinking that Tasha West was the same woman from the previous incident that FBG Cash survived, and they also began to think that Tasha West or maybe other women may have set up FBG Cash because of that post Lil Durk made. On the day FBG Cash was murdered, Durk and other OTF members went on social media. They was basically having a good time, seemed to be celebrating the birthday of another individual, but they couldn't help themselves but to diss and talk about Lil Durk's lyrics.
They like, damn, what happened to Virgil? I'm like, damn, what happened to your mans? All that woofing on the net, it got your mans hit. Metro! Make a trailer to that shit. Headshot, 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 headshot. I ain't trying to squash no beef, nigga. We into it till you die, real street niggas. Oh, folks, now long live V-Roy, bitch. Hey, boy, you talking shit, okay? You can believe whatever you want. I got your folks here.
The lyrics that they pointed out in the video was very eerie and reminiscent, because it seemed like in those lyrics Lil Durk was talking about FBG Cash. Whether or not they was actually celebrating somebody's birthday or sending subliminal shots is left to interpretation. As we continue on, we go to King Von's uncle. King Von's uncle is actually from Killerwood, the same area where FBG Cash was murdered. King Von's uncle actually did an interview back in the day where he basically said, if you dissing King Von, you better be prepared for what comes with it, and that they were very patient. He seemed like he cut from a different cloth than Durk, because he actually told Durk to stop dissing the dead and stop name dropping in his songs. He told him real gangsters basically move in silence. Now, those are just a few of the surface level suspects that social media think about, but it gets a lot deeper and a lot darker than that. So if you like the content I'm providing in this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, stay tuned for part 2, because we get into it even deeper and further. We go into the police reports, we talk about the smaller name suspects that people aren't really talking that much on social media, but the clues are out there. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification.